Welcome to the CSU Thunderbowl. It is a great day for football and to crown some more champions. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, it is day 2. We are here for the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's, with my fantastic crew. We've reached the first of our final 2 destinations to round out this 2025 football season here in Colorado. And let me tell you, this place is such a great place to play football. I was here for the 6- and 8-man championships yesterday. We'll get into that much later. Definitely. And of course, these CHSAA state championships just don't crown themselves. So we're going to get super into that all the way through all the games. Ashley Giovanna, Dan Mormon, Doug Otwell. We're here, but first we got to talk about our sponsor, Raising Cane's. We love them. We have so much to get into, but whether it's kickoff, halftime, post-game, you just can't go wrong with Raising Cane's hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy, crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, the signature cane sauce. We love it. That's how these real fans fuel up, especially these football players. I've been seeing them eat the last couple Tuesdays. Holy moly, they can eat.
Impressive.
It's a little intimidating, to be honest. Add fresh squeezed lemonade, my choice, or fresh brewed tea, and you've got yourself a game day win. From drive-through to dine-in, Cane's brings the flavor every single time. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Guys, one love. Or is your one love football?
I mean, today it is. Today there's so much football going on today. I mean, we're going to be here, of course, for the 1A and 2A state championship games right here at the CSU Pueblo Thunderbowl. Big thanks to CSU Pueblo, the CSU Pueblo Football Foundation, all the guys that are involved with getting these games down here. It's a terrific atmosphere. We also have a ton of semifinal action going on across the state. Those games are getting underway in just under an hour. We do have one. Last I looked, Pomona was up 21-14 or 28-21. They were up by a touchdown at halftime over Palisade. Okay. So we'll talk about all those, obviously, as we get into this. But so excited. We'll be here in between games. We'll be here post-game 2A. We're having a party here at right on top of the weight room. I think it is
We are right on top of the weight room. It is a gorgeous weight room, by the way. If you've not been to CSU Pueblo's football facilities, they've got a good thing going. Class 1A against Buena Vista and Lyman is getting underway in about an hour or so. It's going to be incredible, and we're going to go up to about half hour before kickoff. So stick with us. We're going to make sure that you are prepped. You know exactly how this game is going to go, or at least how we think it's going to go down, and then what to look for. And then we'll be here after the game with all your post-game coverage with the winner, with the winning coach, and then, of course, the most valuable player who could really be up for grabs. There's a couple of great players that are going to take this field here in about an hour.
I mean, between Hudson Wingo, the quarterback who threw the game-winning touchdown pass against Lyman in the regular season, you could obviously go that way from Buena Vista. Any of the Taha boys, right? We've got Cousins, Camden, and Dre, who put on a fantastic show last week in the semifinal win over Ray. These teams are loaded. The coaches are loaded. I mean, you see Mike O'Dwyer walk in, and he's just so enthralled by the idea of having to put up with me and Doug post-game.
Yeah, excited, I bet. I'm curious to see how Yaklich comes out and plays. I mean, he was just everywhere last weekend. 4 touchdowns, just ran all over the field. Lyman has kind of a 3-headed monster at running back, and I think that's going to be interesting to see how they attack this team that beat them earlier in the season.
400 yards on the ground against Ray last week.
Not a bad effort.
The one pass they threw was on a fake punt. It was a shovel pass, Taha to Taha, and Mike O'Dwyer was livid that they threw a pass. He's an O-line guy, so he gave me the old adage of, only 3 things can happen when you throw a pass, and 2 of them are bad. So Mike is an old school football guy, and that's also what you see with Buena Vista. Matt Flavin kind of they're cut very much from the same cloth. So it's just, I'm so excited to get to this 1A game.
Yes, the 1A game is going to take our day off full throttle right from the get-go. And then don't forget, we have another game at 5 o'clock kicking off. The 2A state champion will be crowned. Will it be number 4 Elizabeth, who is inched their way all the way to the finals, or number 2 Wellington? Are we still feeling good about our picks from Tuesday, guys? I think I'm still grounded in my BV and Wellington.
I feel pretty
picks
good after
for 1
I
and 2.
took one lump yesterday. I was batting 500.
I went through
in all baseball purposes, it's pretty good.
the editorial staff picks. Only 2 of us walked away with perfect scores, and that'd be me and Matt Meyer. We both picked Idalia and Haxton, and we're ready to roll and see what we can do on day 2.
I don't think you'd have done the math if he wasn't one of those people.
Probably not.
Right. Yeah. We'll let him have this one. Okay, you guys, we can't go into break without talking about the football atmosphere here at the Thunderbowl. Again, we felt it last night. We're seeing fans already arrive for that 1:30 kick for the 1A state championship game. What does the feel like here in Pueblo so people can get a little taste from home?
I love the fact that this is where the small school champions are crowned, not only because it's a neutral site and teams, they're not at an advantage or a disadvantage based on the place, but, it's a great setting. I mean, there's a lot of tradition here with CSU Pueblo and what they've done in their football program. But, I mean, the facility is perfect. And, I was talking to Dirk, Lyman's athletic director, walking in, and he said, hey, there's not very many fields in Colorado that are in good shape by late November. So you come here, and this field is perfect. I mean, and you're talking about grass fields on the plains or on the western slope. They're pretty beat up by now. So, there's going to be no factor in terms of running game, passing game, whatever. They're playing on a perfect surface.
Well, and another thing that Dirk added was he thinks the wind chill in Lyman today is balmy 15 degrees or something like that. And by no means is it warm here in Pueblo. No. It is, I'm used to Pueblo being a little bit warmer than this, but
relatively still.
Yeah, the conditions are so much better than what we would see. And I mean, we had people showing up and tailgating. I rolled into the parking lot at about a little before 10:30, and I had some Buena Vista parents walk up to me and say, "Hey, do you work here? Can we tailgate over here?" And I told them, "Buddy, not my place. Ask for forgiveness over permission." Yeah,
that's a way above my pay grade. But you're here celebrating your kids and this team. Set your little camper up wherever you want.
And that's exactly what I told them. I'm like, hey, if you made the trip to get here, just do what you want to do and tell them to make you move, because I don't know if they'd have the heart to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm impressed because the parking lot is already full. I mean, and it has been for like the last 45 minutes. So we got people here 2.5 hours before game time, and they're ready.
Yeah, they're ready. I think we're all very much looking forward to get football started. Kicking off here very soon. Don't go anywhere, though. When we come back, we will recap your 6- and 8-man champions who were crowned yesterday right here at the Thunderbowl. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us for the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
The Benefits Broker team of agents has over 100 years in employee benefits and individual health care needs and is your 24/7 resource for a variety of essential benefits-related information. Clients have enjoyed the ability to connect in person or by phone, while others enjoy the convenience of their online service where they can review the status of their claims, obtain summaries, and download forms including claim forms. Dave and Steve do their homework so you don't have to. They know the market by distinguishing the best products from the merely adequate. Give them a call at 877-545-4840 or visit them online at benefitsbroker.com.
There are those who say the modern world has made us lose touch with places like this. We say, that depends on what you're driving.
Welcome back to the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's. We are down in Pueblo at the Thunderbowl. We are about to kick off. We're like 45 minutes or so from getting that 1A state championship game between Buena Vista and Lyman underway. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we would be remiss. We can't just start with 1A. There was already 2 champions crowned last night.
And they were fun games to watch.
Oh,
If you guys haven't seen an 8-man or a 6-man football game, you're
kind of missing out, to be honest.
It was a wild night. I mean, you're going to mention it in the highlights, but Idalia became the single season the best team in scoring history in football in Colorado last night.
The most points scored in a single season.
That's a better way of saying it.
Yes, we got there. 825, if I'm not mistaken. 825. And not only did they take the championship title, they dethroned Stratton from also holding that previous record.
They beat Stratton for the state championship, and they topped Stratton's record from 2022. That 2022 Stratton team you can read about them a little bit in the newest issue of Mile High
That's right.
Sports Magazine.
You know what's impressive to me, though, is you talk about all these offensive records and everything, but Idalia really won not just the state championship, but they just rolled through the state on defense all season long.
Mhm.
And they only gave up 8 points in a state championship game to the next best seed. I mean, that's playing defense, especially when you're talking about six-man football.
Yeah, well, let's not belabor it anymore. Let's take a look at those highlights so we can get you caught up to speed in case you happened to miss the 6A game yesterday and you weren't in Pueblo with us watching. All right, let's take a look. All right, yes, Idalia and Stratton. It was a beautiful day. It was much warmer than it was yesterday. Broderick Kite, 60-yard rushing touchdown to get things going. The point after was no good, but we're 6-0 on the board. And then right into it, Hayden Drollinger. Ball up, intercepting a Stratton pass, and they get the ball on their own 15. So let's go. Score the same. Broderick Kite finds Azael Estrada.
Everyone's eligible in 6-man.
Everyone is
big
eligible.
offensive lineman
Let's
does it.
not forget it. And let me tell you, that's a big boy, and he was booking it. Okay. And then, of course, on the other end of the field, Wolves Von Eisenbart finds Austin Wickman over his left shoulder. 3-yard pass completed. Their point after was good. They got within 8. They got 8 on the board, but let me tell you, it was Idalia all day. 38-8 is your final. They are officially your 6-man Colorado 2025 CHSAA state champions. And man, it was a great game. And we talked to them after the game, and they were feeling pretty good about their win. I'm not gonna lie.
Kevin Schaefer texted me that this week if we scored, I forget what the number was, that we would be. And I said, gee, thanks. We're just trying to figure out how to score 8, the first touchdown of the game. But Stratton's really well coached, as you can tell. Their defense they ran today, they've been running the second half of the year since we played them the first time. I still haven't got it figured out. It's really good. Now they're going up to 8-man. I have to pick Jesse's brain because it's a great defense. They're just great kids. They're tough kids. They're winners. This is a home game for them. They're here 9 years in a row. To beat a program like Stratton is an honor.
I would say a lot of game plan. They're a great team, very well coached. We had to come out with a game plan, good game plan for their new defense, and OAK came out and played hard and stick to the game plan and went good. Oh, it's a dream come true, and I couldn't ask for better. I give all glory to God. I couldn't ask for a better team and coaches. I'm just so blessed to be on this team in this community.
Idalia was in control the entire time.
Stratton kind of came in and gave themselves a little bit of the hope with that throwback touchdown pass, made it a 1-score game. But that was, fact that that was their only touchdown, their only score of the game was pretty jarring. I know Drew Fox, their big running back, went out with a shoulder injury, looked fairly serious. I didn't see him on the sideline the rest of the game, and that was probably midway through the first quarter. Tough to see that in a state championship atmosphere. But the other part of this Idalia team, and you mentioned it before, because it's one thing to look at a stat sheet like on Max Preps, and we were at Raising Cane's in Wheat Ridge on Tuesday, and I just remember you looked over and you said, man, Gabe Ketcher's just having himself a heck of a year. What was your thought when you saw that kid in person doing what he did?
Listen, he was honestly one of the craziest athletes I've ever watched in person. He was unstoppable, and I knew it. Like you said, on a stat sheet, you're like, okay, Gabe Keckler is phenomenal. No, in person, he was unstoppable, and nobody was going to get in his way. And again, to their defense only allowing 8 points in a state championship game, I don't care what level that is. 6-man doesn't matter. Even at 6-man and a smaller field, it's still a lot of wide open space. So to contain that and Stratton's offense, I was very impressed.
I think they pitched 2 shutouts in the playoffs and a couple more during the regular season, which, again, like you said, in 6-man football, I don't care what the dimensions are. There's a lot of room, and there's a lot of scoring. We typically see 70-point games all season long. So to hold somebody to 0 or a runner up to 8, you can't say enough about that defense.
Yeah.
Well, and in the first game between Haxton and Stratton earlier this year, Idalia and Stratton this year.
We'll get to Haxton.
I know.
Don't you worry. You're so excited for it, man.
But Idalia scored 80. They scored 80 in that game, and Stratton was able to score 32. It was just a completely different feel of that game yesterday.
Since they were feeling each other out in the rematch.
Right. And I think the biggest the biggest testament to what Idalia was able to do defensively was figure out what Stratton did that worked so well in that first game and shut them down. And to their credit, Stratton did the same thing, but Idalia's offense was just a little too much to contain in that regard.
Yeah, it was good. All right, let's go ahead and talk 8-man football because we had another rematch from the regular season taking the field yesterday for that 8-man championship. It was Haxton, it was Akron, and man, let me tell you, this one kept me on my toes, but not necessarily for reasons that you would assume. So let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights in case you missed it yesterday. Yes, we had number 1, number 2 once again. Zach Stats, man, he was the dude yesterday. What did you title your article? Stats did stats?
That was the lead of the story.
That was the lead of the story. Yes. All right, it's still in the first quarter. Colin count 36 yards to the house, touchdown, extra point. Both first extra points were no good. We had Colin Randall, 15-yard pass out to Jace Curtis. Their kick was good. So the Bulldogs are on the board. Things are looking better. On the other end, second quarter, Jace Curtis, 12-yard touchdown, extra point there. Also no good. The final for this game was 54-28. But I'm going to tell you, for Huxton's 10th state title win all time, this one surprised me a little bit. I didn't see it getting as... They pulled away later. It was not as clear early on.
Well, right. And it was actually a little bit of a testament to, or a sequel to last year's title game where it had a similar feel. Haxton pulled away late. Last year it was Rylan Wolf who was doing it on both sides of the ball. This year, Zach Stats, he had... what was it? 5 touchdowns?
Yes.
Because I think we asked him after the game, like
it was 6 would have been better. And I was like,
is there a better way to end your high school your high school season? He goes, well, maybe 6 touchdowns.
Yeah,
like
6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, not 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he had 2 picks on defense. Was doing it both ways, and he was just when they went to announce him for MOP of the game. I mean, they weren't even halfway through the announcement. And Coach J.D. Stone just walked out and looked at Zach. It was like, you know who's getting this.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was not a question in my mind. And that's, again, another athlete to watch in person. I was very impressed with his composure. I was very impressed with everything that he was able to do and find those pockets and just make plays happen. He was impressive.
Yeah, it was great night all the way around.
I think it's interesting too because in that first game we saw a rematch, and the team that won the first game won the championship. That game we saw a rematch. That time the loser came out on top, and because Akron won in the first match, and then this one was a runaway with Haxton. So this next game, Lyman and Buena Vista, it's another rematch.
Well, and we're going to get more into that here in a second. But it was a 4-point game in that first go around, right? So it was competitive. You knew it was going to be a competitive game one way or another. And J.D. Stone said the same thing to us afterwards. He said, that loss to Akron woke up a sleeping giant. And if you look at what they did, I think they outscored their opponents like 270 something to 56 the rest of the year after that Akron loss.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the amount of film that he said his team watched. He was like, this was the key part of why we won this game too. They were all over everything that Akron was going to do this week.
And he said they were the most prepared they'd been all year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and it was very evident clearly with a 54-28 win for your 8-man state champions, Huxton winning their 10th title in program history. They were very excited to get into double digits. And what Coach say, he was like, we've been stuck at 7 for a while. And, we're just slowly inching into that 10. And I was like, well, you're here now, so go hug your family. Okay, so we've now talked our 6-man, we've talked our 8-man. Now let's get to today's fun. We got our 1A on deck. Don't go anywhere. This is the Road to State sponsored by Raising Cane's. We'll be right back.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in, and they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, if I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
This is Tim Anderson of Gordon Insurance, and we are proud to support all of our area athletes. With offices in Lyman, Callahan, Flagler, Sterling, and Kit Carson, we offer all types of insurance, including home, auto, commercial, farm, crop, life, bonds, and workman's compensation. We are independent and thus can offer you multiple choices of companies, not just one. Call or visit the office near you, and one of our agents can take care of you. See all of our contact information by going to www.gordonins.com or call me at 719-740-1361.
Welcome back to the CSU Thunderbowl down in Pueblo for the 1 and 2A state championships getting underway here in less than an hour, I believe. I don't know,
right about an hour. We are an hour and 1 minute to kick.
Woo! I feel the excitement. There is doubling cars in the parking lot right now. The atmosphere is incredible. It's the perfect day. Maybe a little chilly, but it's the perfect day to crown some more state champions for this 2025 season, guys. All right, let's take a look at who we got coming in with our 1A. We got Buena Vista, we got Lyman. Are we still feeling good about our picks? I know I'm just going to keep asking you just in case anybody decides to teeter-totter.
We're going to officially recap them at the end as we go in. So are we still feeling good?
I feel good.
I have no reason to believe otherwise. I got what I'm hoping for our pick is that we get a great competitive game. We get a similar kind of game to what we saw in the regular season showdown between these two teams. Buena Vista came away with a 13-10 win. Some of that may be home field advantage. You always say it's a 3-point swing for home field advantage. So I don't know if that applies to the high school level.
Is that a Colorado thing?
I think that's a
Vegas
football thing. Well,
it's the Vegas thing. Oh, it's a betting thing. I'm not a betting person.
I was trying to avoid that analogy of it, but good on Doug for bringing that in.
It's okay in Colorado, so we could say it.
Doug, you know a lot about this Lyman program. You've been tight with Coach Mike O'Dwyer. What do you think their usual feel is for game day on a championship Saturday?
Well, they're very businesslike. I mean, they've been here and done that so many times that I think that they do have a routine, and they do have sort of an expectation of what they're going to come out and do. And I think they've been fueled by that early season loss, ever since. And they've played, I don't want to say flawless football, but pretty darn near. I actually happened to drive in kind of at the same time the Lyman bus was coming in, and they get off the bus and they kind of look like a professional team. I mean, they're all dressed the same. They're marching in a straight line. I mean, they're ready for business, and I think that's a testament to kind of the history and the tradition of this program, and the fact that Mike O'Dwyer's been here a lot, and those kids don't want to disappoint him. They don't want to disappoint kind of the legacy of the school, and I think it shows when they step off the bus.
Well, and Matt Flavin's no flavor to winning a state title. He did it last time for Buena Vista back in 2015, where they beat Paonia 27-20. Paonia is a school that's not even in existence anymore. That's now they combined with Hotchkiss and they're now North Fork, but that just tells you a lifetime can happen in the 10 years since Buena Vista has won a state title. They've got some good dudes on their roster. I mean, Hudson Wingo has thrown for almost 1,300 yards, 23 touchdowns. He's only thrown 7 picks to those 23 touchdowns. So that's a quarterback that understands how to take care of the ball.
Yep.
Eli
His name is
Shucknick.
Wingo. I mean, what more do you want in a quarterback,
Wing it, Wingo.
That's all right.
Eli Shucknick, their running back, has gone for over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Knox Reed has been so good for them defensively, leads the team with turnovers with 5, 2 picks, 3 fumble recoveries. But then Abel Flowers, a wrestler at middle linebacker, leads the team in interceptions. And he's one of those upper weight class boys. When the Flowers brothers have been doing great things for Buena Vista Wrestling for several years. And I've known Abel just from some of the stuff we've done with Colorado Preps with those guys. So to picture this guy picking off passes and potentially trying to, his offense in good field position just makes it's such an entertaining image in my
Well,
head.
you talk about a kid that's picking off 3 passes, and you kind of have this vision of a slider linebacker, maybe a little quicker, maybe fleet of foot. But make no mistake, I mean, he's a big physical presence, which just is on par for Buena Vista's entire, really the middle of the field, their linebacker. I mean, they play physical football, as does Lyman. So I think that's why this matchup is so exciting. You have athletes all over, but not just athletes, but they're big athletes.
Yeah, I mean, country boy is probably a good way of putting it. You go out to the Eastern Plains, sometimes they have to ask their parents for time off work so they can go to school, and,
right.
I mean, and Buena Vista, and that's a joke when I say that, but Buena Vista, the guy that I'm always going to remember coming out of there is Nate Solder. And Nate was a different kind of human being. If you ever got to see him in high school, he actually was, he had the honor, I guess to say, of posting up on my little brother when my little brother was a senior.
Oh.
My little brother's not a small human, and Nate made him look like a dwarf. And
there you go.
They grow him big in beauty.
There you go. You know what? It's been kind of a long road for Lyman this season. That BV loss earlier this year. How much fuel do you think that is putting on their fire today, coming into today?
I think that loss paired with last year, because last year was the first time that they had missed the state finals in quite some time. And they had a young team. This team is still relatively young, but as we've seen over the years, Mike O'Dwyer can kind of take what his team's strength is and turn that into what they do. And they change year to year. I mean, there's been teams that Lyman have had that are really, really fast. This isn't one of them. This team is more physical. This team plays inside out. And I think that, last year, the fact that they didn't make it to here has fueled them. And then you lose one game this season. And I think, it kind of all kind of boils down to they're here today, and I think they have some scores to settle.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. We were down here for the press luncheon on Monday, and I was able to grab Dre Taha, one of the 3-headed monsters for Lyman, and he talked about the Forge loss last year and the BV loss and how those played pivotal roles in getting them back here today.
Like losing to Forge last year definitely lit a fire in us, and then we got after it this year, and then like losing to BV in the regular season helped us not get complacent, keep getting better throughout the end of the season. Looking back on that game, we had a lot of stuff going against us, and just should be motivating to everyone.
And I like Doug said, very businesslike when they got off the bus. I feel like this Lyman team is ready. They're going for their 23rd state title, just continuing to stack up the most state football championships in state history.
Listen, you have 22 in program history. It is hard to compete sometimes with experience. Being able to deal with a big stage like this, that is invaluable when it comes to looking at state championships and how you're going to mentally prepare for that. You could be physically prepared, but mentally that is a completely different ballgame sometimes. And Lyman does have that edge there.
Yeah, there's a championship mindset. I mean, there's a reason that Dan calls them Titletown. A lot of people call them Titletown. That's just what they do in Lyman. And, I think the interesting thing, and he kind of talked about it in that clip, they would never use it as an excuse, but they had some tough breaks in that first game. I mean, they played 3 quarterbacks because guys went out with injuries. They were banged up going into
They're healthy
game
today, though.
Yeah, and they were on the road. So I know that, a road game for teams as good as Lyman or Buena Vista isn't necessarily a hurdle, but I do think it'll make a difference. But yeah, I think, like you said, they're healthy coming into today, and as is Buena Vista. So I'm just really, really excited to see good on good, strength on strength here in this one.
Yeah, and I was able to catch up also with Wingo, with our Buena Vista quarterback, who had mentioned that I don't know if they're concerned about what this environment's going to be, but he knows that getting over those nerves is going to be really, really crucial to Buena Vista competing.
That first kickoff, get the jitters out and be locked in from the get-go. But other than that, I just feel like we've been able to get off to great starts and stuff like that. So.
Great starts have gotten these Demons here undefeated. So
listen, I think that's going to be the key to them winning this game, is to come out swinging. It's going to be hard to reel them back in. If they're able to score on their first drive, I think that it will be pretty pretty good for them. Moving
And that's where if I'm Buena Vista, if I win the coin toss, I take the ball.
Yeah.
Without question.
100%.
You know, don't give Lyman the chance to play with a lead because that's just a recipe for disaster for a team that's been here.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things with Buena Vista, you know, you talk about Lyman's tradition and them having kind of, maybe you'd say an edge in terms of experience being in a championship game, but I think the fact that they played earlier in the season has got to help Buena Vista. Yeah, maybe they haven't played in the championship game. On the flip side, they did get to see this team earlier. So it's not the intimidation factor. If they were coming into this game and had never seen Lyman before this season, I think it'd be a different story, but they know them. This game was tight, you know, the first time around, and I don't think that they're a stranger to what's about to happen today.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one. I cannot wait. We're counting down the minutes, guys. We are less than an hour away from kickoff, and this game will be underway. We'll be crowning a 1A state title winner so soon. But I think we got to hear from one more person, no? About our not quite yet.
We do have it. Yeah. So we've got
producer Danny has it.
Danny, you know,
Danny will read word for word.
Anyone who's talked to Coach Mike O'Dwyer is in for a treat because he's always going to tell you this is going to be a tough game for us to win today. And when I asked Buena Vista coach Matt Flavin about it, he was real quick to give his thoughts on O'Dwyer, the sandbagger.
You know, it makes me laugh. He always says that every year. I can't say what I want to tell him, what he's full of, you know, on camera, but we know that they're going to bring their best game and they're looking for some revenge, and so we better be able to stay with it and give ourselves a chance.
Sometimes when we're live, we're just not sure what we got, but
clearly a lot of respect between those two guys.
Oh,
yeah,
oh
my God.
They're good buddies. I mean, they were chatting. We saw them chatting before the game. They're probably chatting in midfield for a little bit, but it's great. Great mutual respect. We saw that with the coaches from last night, and I think we'll see that even later tonight. So just makes for this atmosphere being so much fun to be in.
Guys, I can't wait. Don't go anywhere. This show is not even close to being over. When we come back from the Road to State Raising Cane's break, we will have John Sullivan, the CHSAA Assistant Commissioner. We're going to talk how great this is. I mean, you know, you don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
There are those who say the modern world has made us lose touch with places like this. We say, that depends on what you're driving.
The Benefits Broker team of agents has over 100 years in employee benefits and individual health care needs and is your 24/7 resource for a variety of essential benefits-related information. Clients have enjoyed the ability to connect in person or by phone, while others enjoy the convenience of their online service where they can review the status of their claims, obtain summaries, and download forms including claim forms. Dave and Steve do their homework so you don't have to. They know the market by distinguishing the best products from the merely adequate. Give them a call at 877-545-4840 or visit them online at benefitsbroker.com.
All right, welcome back to the CSU Thunderbowl. We are here for the 1 and 2A CHSAA Football State Championship games. And of course, we couldn't continue the show without talking to CHSAA Assistant Commissioner John Sullivan. John, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
With us. We knew you were already here, but thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for all you guys do for high school sports and just elevating the kids and the coaches. So thank you.
This has been a fun part of that.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
This is awesome.
To quote Troy Calhoun, who is not a warm and fuzzy guy, high school football is enormous. He told me that himself. And I couldn't agree more with him because it's not just the players, it's the game. It's seeing all of these little towns come out yesterday. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Watching everybody hug after the game, win, lose. It was That's what makes
it is cool. It's so different than some of the big school, but different in a great way. You know, you just see the tightness of the communities and the kids, and I don't want to say it means any more or less to these kids than any other kid, but it just looks different out there, and just how everyone comes together.
I know a hot topic in Colorado is some people would like to play on like home turf, but how special is it to give these kids an opportunity to play on a big stage?
Yeah,
like this?
it's weird. I talked to some kids yesterday in the 6-man game, and I asked them that same question because I'm curious. You know, you hear a lot from the adults and stuff like that, and I understand there's some travel that goes with it. And I asked them, like, would it be a better experience if it were in your hometown? They're like, it'd be different, but we love playing here. We never get to play in a stadium like this. We don't get the sound system. We don't get the scoreboard. We don't get treated like we're
state champions.
Well, I mean, they get treated well, but you know, when they walk in, just the escorts and stuff like that, and just felt super special, you know, and we want to do anything we can to make it awesome for them. So
okay, a couple takeaways from yesterday's state championship games. What really stood out to you in the 6 and the 8-man games?
You know, this time of year, if you can run the football, you're gonna do well.
Right. You're not wrong, John.
Yeah. So you know, and also just the toughness of the kids, you know, on both sides. It was just fun to watch. You know, there's athletes at this level too, and you know, if you haven't come out and seen a 6-man or 8-man game, you are missing out on some fun football.
We were just talking about Gabe Keckler.
He's a stud.
What a freak!
Yeah,
I was like, because obviously I hadn't seen him personally play, and then to see him in person, I'm like, this kid's an athlete.
You know, when I look at some of these kids, just having coached for a while, I'm like, man, that's a kid I would have loved to coach. Yeah, I would have loved to have him
I feel like that's probably one of the highest compliments you can give, right? Like you're like, dang, I wish he would have been on one of my teams. Like,
right.
Could have done something crazy.
What's the biggest thing coming into it to a day like this? You're back to 11, man. I don't want to say it's normal football, but the football that we're used to seeing traditionally, and with towns like Lyman and Buena Vista, who are no strangers to this atmosphere, what excites you about a day like today? Well,
you know, as the classifications go up, the crowds go up. You know, there is a little bit more energy. You know, with just more people, which is good. The kids are just as excited to be here as yesterday, though. So, you know, they're ready to go. I think that the talent that both of these schools bring is going to be an exciting game as well. You know, I watched their first go around, and I was on the edge of my seat. It was just going back and forth and just crazy. And I'm looking for a great game today as well.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think it's going to be a really great game, and it's so cool to be here to see these in person at every level, and all of these teams coming brings a little extra something special, and just to culminate 2 weekends back to back of football like this, that's really what these state championships should be about. So thank you for letting us be a part of it on this level and to feature these teams like this. And thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for all you do again.
John, do you want to offer any picks, or do you want to?
Oh no! Oh no! I will make fun of those that get it wrong, but no, I'm not doing any picks.
You know, it's not you. What kind of a friend would I be if I'm not trying to get you in trouble?
Absolutely, and I appreciate.
I'm sure
you
Adam Bright is watching somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would love to know.
No, I'm not even gonna joke around and go there.
Don't worry about it. But we would love to see you again next week for the 3-4 at 5A. We'll be talking more football, and then we'll be recapping all this great action for next weekend.
I think the weather will be similar. So
go get warm.
We're scouting an indoor place for you to put us next week. We'll be up there on Tuesday to scout that out, and then maybe if we have time, talk to kids.
Absolutely. Sounds good. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you so much,
All
John.
Right,
guys, don't go anywhere. That's been the Road to State. Sponsored by Raising Cane's. We'll be right back.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in. And they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
The Benefits Broker team of agents has over 100 years in employee benefits and individual health care needs and is your 24/7 resource for a variety of essential benefits-related information. Clients have enjoyed the ability to connect in person or by phone, while others enjoy the convenience of their online service where they can review the status of their claims, obtain summaries, and download forms including claim forms. Dave and Steve do their homework so you don't have to. They know the market by distinguishing the best products from the merely adequate. Give them a call at 877-545-4840 or visit them online at benefitsbroker.com.
All right, welcome back to the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's. We're down in Pueblo at the CSU Thunderbowl for the 1 and 2A state championship games. Today, we already talked our 6 and 8 man winners. John Sullivan came by to hang out a little bit. We previewed our 1A game that's kicking off in like 40 minutes or so.
40 minutes.
And now we need to take some time to talk about our 2A state championship game. We got number 2 Wellington, number 4 Elizabeth going head to head for that title game. Is this Wellington's revenge tour? Go.
I mean, I've been saying it all year. I was trying to throw Doug off earlier in the week where after they beat TCA, it's like, well, now is this going to be a letdown game because they accomplished what they needed to accomplish? I mean, this Wellington team has been the best team in 2A all season long, in my opinion. A big part of that, their quarterback, Tanner Gray, has just been so good. And, I mean, he told me himself on Monday he's matured as a teammate, a player, a leader, and everything since last year. For those who don't know, last year, Wellington forced a fumble on TCA's eventual game-winning drive. The player was ruled down by contact. I mean, if we might be able to show the video in the bridge show later, or in between games later, but that runner was not down. It was our guy Gustafson from TCA that we had on at Raising Cane's at the beginning of this program, and it was a heartbreaking way for Wellington to lose that game. Neither Coach Travis Peoples or Tanner Gray would say that was the reason that they lost, because other things still had to happen. They got the ball back with a chance to go down and regain the lead, but they've been on this revenge tour all year. They got even with TCA last week, the team that knocked them off in the 2A title game. And then today is the 1-game season that Coach Peoples told me they're playing. And this is it for them. This is going to be what they've worked for the last 52 weeks.
Well, I think that Coach Peoples did a great job of taking that one moment and turning it into a season-long lesson. And his message when he was on our show earlier in the year, he basically said, hey, one play never wins or loses a football game. There's big plays, there's less significant plays, all those things, but it comes down to probably 10 or 15 plays that win or lose games. And that was his message to his team, and I think that they took that to heart, that hey, look, this is what happens. You play a full game, you make 15 plays that win the game, not one.
Right. And now looking at Wellington, using all of that fuel to their fire today, where do you think their strengths lie over Elizabeth in capping that into a state championship win today?
Well, the thing with these two teams is they're both going to try and run the ball, which is always good news for us because it's going to get colder later, and that clock is just going to keep moving.
Just thinking about ourselves.
They are looking for good, dominant offensive line play on both sides of the ball. Again, I think Tanner Gray is going to be that X factor. I was with CSU Football Foundation President Todd Kelly during the lunch of this press lunch and walkthrough on Monday, and he looks at me and he's like, "Man, look at that! Look at Wellington's left tackle. That guy's going to protect the quarterback." And I'm like, "That is the quarterback," and I've made the comparison all year. It's not, it's not exact, but he looks like a Josh Allen type of player. He's big, he can run, and tackling him looks like the least fun job to have on defense.
Right.
And so it's going to be really tough to see, just to slow him down, really. And when you look at Elizabeth and their quarterback, Griffin Whitholm, I mean, he looks like a high school quarterback. He's a little thinner, little more, I don't want to say athletic looking because Tanner's an athlete, but he's just a little more.
He's less of a house.
He's less of a house. Thank you for being the blunt.
Thank you. I'm just gonna say it like it is. Listen, that could change. Like, he could be a different person in 2 years, but we don't have time for that.
Right.
So this is what we got today. And where do you think their confidence really grew? Was it over that Brush win? Is that what we're really putting that asterisk next to?
I think you got to remember, before we crown Wellington, the champ here, you have to look at this, the road to state. See what I did there, guys?
Yeah.
The road to state for Elizabeth. I mean, it came through the number one seed side of the bracket. They beat teams that beat number one. I mean, the win over Eaton, I think you could say, gave them a lot of confidence because that's a team that was rolling through people. They beat Strasburg, who was the number one team all season long in 2A. And look, you come through that side of the bracket and you beat the teams that other people have beat. There's a lot of confidence that's built up in this journey. So, on paper, they may not look quite as big or quite as physical, but to get here, they had to beat some teams. And I think you got to remember that.
Well, yeah, and Ashley mentioned that Brush win. I mean, Brush was the fourth undefeated team in that 1A bracket or 2A bracket. So they were fortunate. Elizabeth was fortunate enough to have that 4 seed. So Brush had to come to them. But a team that rolls into the playoffs without a loss, and I think Brush had they had a good win in the first round. This wasn't like a Strasburg where they had to eke out a win over someone like Basalt to really get, in their playoff debut. Brush was coming in playing good football, and Elizabeth slowed them down. It was a fist fight the entire way, and squeaking out that win late the way that Elizabeth did will give you so much confidence getting into this level. And then you go in and you beat an Eaton team who knocks off Strasburg. Now you come in here, and this is an Elizabeth team that I mentioned, or that I put in our notes. We haven't talked about this team a lot this year.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think it's a benefit that they've been flying under the radar and just been playing great football, and here they are at the state championship?
Sometimes that's how a team like that comes in and steals a state title win. So yeah, you're right, Doug. We shouldn't be crowning anyone as a state champion right now, but this is an Elizabeth team. It's going to show up and it's going to be ready to play.
Yeah, and I would say if you're Wellington, this team had better not sneak up on you. I mean, I don't care where they were seated or what they did through the regular season. The teams they beat to get here, they make them a worthy contender right here today on Championship Saturday. So, Wellington had better to have paid attention to how they got here too.
Well, and also keeping in mind that Elizabeth beating all these teams, like, they're essentially playing their best football of the season right now.
Absolutely.
Like, they're putting out their best foot forward. They're not going to go down easy. I think we're in store for a really great game this evening.
Two.
Well, specifically this one, but yes, 1:30. 1A title game gets underway, and we are officially almost 30 minutes from kickoff. This has been the Road to State Show. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have our picks and some final thoughts on the 3, 4, and 5A semifinal games that are happening today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We will be right back.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in, and they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
A little more slack.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
This is Tim Anderson of Gordon Insurance, and we are proud to support all of our area athletes. With offices in Lyman, Callahan, Flagler, Sterling, and Kit Carson, we offer all types of insurance, including home, auto, commercial, farm, crop, life, bonds, and workman's compensation. We are independent and thus can offer you multiple choices of companies, not just one. Call or visit the office near you, and one of our agents can take care of you. See all of our contact information by going to www.gordonins.com or call me at 719-740-1361.
Welcome back to the CSU Thunderbowl for the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's. We are about to wrap this up so we can get ready for kickoff for that 1A state championship between Buena Vista and Lyman that will be underway in just under 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and just talk about it, guys. Our picks standing firm.
Yeah,
I picked BV on Tuesday.
I mean,
you picked Lyman.
I picked Lyman. I'm going with it.
I picked Lyman.
And you picked Lyman. Okay, I'm outnumbered here. Dennis isn't here to hear me.
That's
fine. I'll be the odd man out.
Buena Vista Athletic Director Scott Kreitz had watched the program on Tuesday,
Oh, he
and
did?
he walked. So he walks into the stadium and sees me, and he looks at me. He's like, "I wasn't aware that you moved out to Lyman and you have a Lyman address. Like, what's the deal?" And he's a little hurt because Buena Vista is a Tri-Peaks team, and my home school is obviously a Tri-Peaks school. So I've known the Buena Vista guys for a long, long time. I think there's some sore feelings, some hurt feelings for that. I told Ashley last night we were shooting highlights on the field, and I walked over and I said, the Akron people told me to get off their sideline because I pickaxed.
Yeah. He came to some mom with a camera, and she was like, "I have a bone to pick with you." And Dan was like,
Hey, at least you know people are watching.
Everyone's paying attention.
We really appreciate it. Honestly, this is the best outlet for these kids to get the coverage that they deserve. So thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. We hope to do it bigger and better next weekend, and even bigger and better for years to come. But first things first, what are some keys that we're looking for today in 1A and or 2A?
I think in 1A, I mean, this is just a game that's won in the trenches. So I think this game comes down to who makes the big play of the game, whether that's a big penalty, a big gain. I mean, I think it's going to be that tight that it's going to come down to one or two plays, and whoever kind of makes those, those big spark plays. And I think that's who wins the game.
If either one of those quarterbacks in that 1A game throws the ball 15 times, that quarterback's in trouble.
Right.
The team's in trouble. I mean, if they're to that point, because these are two coaches who love to run, and two teams who love to run the ball, and you're going to see that in both games. So a lot of pass attempts means a lot of trouble for any particular team.
All right, picks for 2A. Do we still stick with Wellington? I think we all picked Wellington on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I have to pick Wellington just because I've been brainwashed all season long by Dan Mormon. I mean, this team, to be fair, they have been the dominant team all season long, start to finish. Elizabeth's story is great, and I don't necessarily think they're going to roll over by any means, but I think Wellington is just that good.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Wellington as well.
Yeah, I think Wellington won the 2A title when that non-fumble call happened a year ago. I think they won this year's 2A title when that happened.
That's worth noting. Also worth noting is Pomona wins, punching a ticket to the state finals next week, 42-29. That ended just a couple minutes ago.
Yep.
So
Pomona over Palisade, they are into the 3A state title game.
I think that's super exciting. One step closer to making it Jeffco North, which we talked a lot about on Tuesday, which would be pretty insane if that actually came to fruition. All those other semifinal games are kicking off around 1 or even possibly later, so we will definitely keep you abreast of those scores as they start to trickle in as well, so we can get a final bracket for those finals for 3, 4, and 5A that will be up at Canvas Stadium in Fort Collins next week. And guess what? we're going to be there as well. So make sure you tune into that next week. But first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us to the Road to State show, previewing the 1 and 2A state championship games today. We're so excited to get this game day underway, but make sure you join us after the game. For 1A, we will have the most outstanding player and winning coach. We're going to talk to them. We're going to have highlights of the game. We're going to make sure that you weren't able to make it down at the CSU Thunderbowl, that you feel like you were here, okay? So don't go anywhere. And then after 2A, we will also have that as well. So looking forward to a lot of football today, guys. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Let's go watch some football.
Let's go inside first, though, really
I was
quick.
going to say, I kind of want to get a warm drink.
Yeah,
like a
we
tea.
can do that. We can do that.
All right.
And then let's watch some football.
Then we'll watch some football.
And then we're going to watch some football. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you after the 1A championship game.